out a week today, guys. 1 week. I am so excited. Now, some people may be thinking, like, who is she? If you haven't read the comics and you've just been involved with the MCU, she's not appeared before. If you've only read specific comics, she might not have been in them. She may be a character that people are like, who is she? A little bit unsure of. I got you. So I have started the Marvel Comics recently. I say recently now, it was probably like the middle of last year. So like it's been like a good sort of half a year to 8 months of reading these comics and finding out the best ones to read and to get information and the ones that I'm enjoying. And Captain Marvel is a big part in them. She is friends with a lot of them, she works with a lot of them, and lots of stuff goes down. I've picked the things that I think will be the most important things to her character in the MCU. As we are aware, the MCU does change things, completely understandably, because there's so much comic book content that they couldn't have it all, but the MCU obviously has its own story that goes along as well. So I have some of the things about Captain Marvel that I think are important that will play a part in the MCU. I may be completely wrong. That random storyline where she had a baby really quickly that was growing really fast and was just like a weird mutant child, that may appear, who knows, but these are the things I think will actually appear, not weird babies. Just as a heads up, I am going to be discussing things about Captain Marvel's character and stuff surrounding her and what happened to her and stuff. I have not seen the movie yet. I don't know what happens in the movie, so I'm not like spoiling the movie, but I might inadvertently be spoiling the movie by talking about her character. But here's just some things that I think is good to know, and I'm glad I know going into watching Captain Marvel about her character and kind of her life and her backstory. So this is what this is. I may say things that when we see the film next week we're like, oh, that was a spoiler, oops. So just as a warning, I don't want you to be like, I hate you, because, you know, not my intention. Okay, good. So a little bit of backstory on Captain Marvel. Her name is Carol Danvers. The first Captain Marvel comic book came out in 1968, and before she was ever a superhero, before she was Captain Marvel, she was a colonel in the US Air Force. This is in the film, we've seen this in the trailer multiple times, that she is in her uniform, that she is flying the plane, that's what she did, that was her job. And it was when she was in this that she met Kree alien Mar-Vell, who was sent to spy on Earth and kind of dons the look and identity of a scientist who has recently died, and that is the identity that he has, coming to Earth to kind of spy and look over and kind of assess what Earth is doing in the situation and how sort of are they a threat to the Kree race. Krees are shape-shifting aliens. They can take the form of anything that they want to. That's seen in the trailer where it looks like Carol is punching an old lady in the face. Probably a Kree. Doubt she is actually, you know, punching an old woman. So Carol ended up getting involved in this fight between Mar-Vell and another Colonel Yon Rog, and she got caught up in the fight, and when Mar-Vell went to protect her and jump in front of this big blast so she wouldn't get hurt, some of his DNA ended up fusing with hers. Therefore, that is how she got her superpowers. Her superpowers, because she has this Kree, this like half Kree genetics now, are probably the most. She has like the majority of superpowers, but just in one person. So she can fly, she has super strength, she has a fantastic immune system, she is immune to most toxins and poisons, she has physical durability and stamina and super strength and super speed, and she can also project energy. So she could do this sort of a little bit anyway, and then she was actually kidnapped by the Brood, and they, because she had this Kree DNA and these Kree genetics, they wanted to experiment on her and see exactly what that had done. She did get rescued, but they found out that then she was able to, she actually had taken on this thing called the binary, and this allowed a massive projection of energy, her whole body, massive projection. And you can see this in the trailer, or I think this is something that's in the trailer, that's what it's gonna be. I just want to add, oh look, there she is. I just want to add in that she did eventually kind of lose these powers. They also gave her really, really strong strength and kind of heightened her other powers, and she did lose them, but
when there's like loads and loads of energy, they do come back with that kind of being able to channel that energy and use that energy. That made no sense, but there we go.
Her powers are very strong. She is easily one of the strongest superheroes in the Marvel universe. Her powers are absolutely like just so vast and big, and it's not just like with Captain America where he has like a good immune system and super strength. She has those things and other things, and not just, you know, like Iron Man where he can fly and stuff. She can do that as well. Like, she has all of the things and can do so many things. In the MCU, she is actually the first superhero that Nick Fury encounters. We know that he is in Captain Marvel and he encounters her during that time. She's the first one. He's not the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet, and so kind of she's the first one that he's ever going to be in, that he's ever been in contact with, so he's aware of her strength and her power, and that's why he calls her at the end of Infinity War. The movie is set in the 90s, which I am so excited about. Like, I was a kid in the 90s, so I am super excited for that. And in this, she has come back to Earth and is trying to, like, she's questioning her identity, like where she came from, how all of this happened, and how she has become the person that she is. She also has a pet cat, and in the comic books the cat is called Chewie, but in the film they have changed the name to Goose, which is a Top Gun reference, because they've said it's because she was like a pilot, and it's something that would be more relevant to what she would have named someone in the kind of where it's set and the time it's set and her job and everything. Obviously the original name in the comics being after Chewbacca, Star Wars. So Goose, Chewie, it's her cat. He just looks the same as any regular cat, but he's not a cat. He is a Flerken, which I think I'm saying that right. I read that in the comics and like online and stuff, and I think it's Flerken. That's how I would say it. Flerken? Flerken is actually not a regular cat at all. It looks very similar. They have some very similar features, but actually these ones have tentacles that can come out of their mouth, which, you know, is a pretty standard distinction between regular cats and these ones. And also these cats can hold, like, they have like pocket dimensions in their mouth, and they can keep things safe. They can use it for transportation to go different places, and it's just like an infinite thing that they can keep. So the fact that they have decided to have Goose in the film makes me think that there's gonna play a part, that this cat is gonna have some thing. They might have just put it in there as like a little nod to the like comic books, which they might have done. This cat might not do anything, but you know, we had the most recent trailer where Fury was stroking Goose, and you know, like, he seems to be in a lot of the shots, and she takes him a lot of places, so I would like to think they are actually going to do something with it. It would be so fun, like, to have that one in there. But yeah, so she has this like alien cat. It's actually in the comic books, it's Rocket, like as in the raccoon, rabbit, that tells her that he's that Chewie Goose is not a regular cat, because they've sort of put such an emphasis on it that Goose is going to play a part in the movie and, I don't know, save the day. Goose will be the one to defeat Thanos. So that is just some of the things things to know about who Captain Marvel is and where she came from and all that stuff before going into those theatres next week, March 8th. So excited to watch the film. I am really excited. It's taken a very long time for there to be a female superhero on the big screen like this to actually tie in. Let's be real, she's saving everyone's ass, and I'm very excited about this and how she's going to tie in to the MCU that we know and love. Thank you guys for watching. If there's any other important information that you think everyone should know before watching Captain Marvel, or any cool Carol Danvers facts that you want to share, leave them in the comments down below. Are you excited to see Captain Marvel next week? Are you planning on going to see it? What are you looking forward to seeing in the movie? Let's discuss that one in the comments as well. If you are new here, then I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandomy things, so if you want to stick around and join us, then you can press that subscribe button. I hope you guys are doing really, really, really well, and I will see you next time. Bye!